Welcome to The Deep Dive. Today, we're really digging into a pretty intense and sometimes chilling piece of historical text. It's Chapter 7 from envious-7.pdf.
Right.
And our goal here, our mission, if you like, is to unpack how this community deals with, just immense hardship, internal fights, and the really profound power of controlling the story, controlling the narrative.
Yeah.
We're going to follow them through this awful winter, see how the leadership tightens its grip, and look at the, frankly, unsettling ways memory gets reshaped, like right in front of everyone.
And what's so fascinating, I think, is watching how the narrative actually shifts
Yeah.
and how easily people can be made to doubt what they see and remember, especially when they're hammered with constant, authoritative messages. And the consequences for disagreeing are, well, dire. You really see foundational truths just crumble.
Okay, so let's unpack that. It kicks off in the middle of this absolutely brutal winter. The original windmill, their big symbol of progress, it's just collapsed. And they are determined, absolutely determined to rebuild it, partly because they know the humans are watching.
And the sources really emphasize the sheer physical difficulty. You've got sleet, snow, hard frost, well into February. The work is described as cruel.
Right.
And remember, the first walls were 18 inches thick. Now they're building them 3 feet thick.
Double, wow.
Which means way more stone, way more effort. You can almost feel the exhaustion, the hunger just radiating from the text.
And yet, even with these awful conditions, the rations cut corn gone, potatoes mostly ruined, there's this incredible resilience, Boxer especially.
Oh, a Boxer, yeah.
He just doesn't lose heart. He keeps saying his mantra, I will work harder. Squealer gives speeches, sure, but it's Boxer's actual effort that seems to keep everyone going.
Which brings up a really key point.
Yeah.
How do you manage a crisis like this when what outsiders think is so critical? Napoleon gets that the humans are already spreading rumors, famine, disease.
Even cannibalism, the text says.
Exactly. So controlling that external perception is vital.
So how does he do it? How does he control the narrative here? Because Napoleon's strategy is, well, it's clever and pretty chilling. He uses Mr. Whymper, the human go-between.
Right, the intermediary.
To project this image of, total abundance. He gets certain animals, mostly sheep, to just casually mention in Whymper's hearing that rations have gone up.
And the masterstroke, really, is the store shed. The bins are almost empty, right?
Yeah.
So they fill them up with sand.
Sad.
And just put a thin layer of grain and meal on top. Whymper gets led through, sees this full bin, and reports back to the world. No food shortage on Animal Farm.
It's pure stage management.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And it shows this careful orchestration of reality, not just for the outside, but for the animals too. It's about keeping up the illusion of success, even when they're literally starving.
Okay, so that's the external deception. But inside, things are getting desperate. The food shortage is so bad, Napoleon has to do something drastic. Sell the hen's eggs.
Yeah, this is a major turning point. He contracts to sell 400 eggs a week through Whymper.
400. And this hits the hens where they live, right? They were getting ready for their spring clutches.
Exactly. They'd been sort of warned this might happen, but when the order actually comes down, they protest fiercely. They call it murder.
And this is significant, isn't it? It's the first real organized rebellion we've seen since Jones was kicked out, led by these 3 young black Minorca pullets.
Right. They fly up to the rafters and start smashing their eggs on the floor. It's direct defiance.
And Napoleon's reaction is just immediate and brutal.
Utterly ruthless. Stops their rations completely. Decrees death for anyone caught giving them even a single grain of corn. And the dogs enforce it.
How long does it last?
5 days. The hens give in, but 9 of them die.
9 die. And how is that explained?
Officially. Coccidiosis. They have to keep the truth from Whymper, maintain the facade. But it sends a chilling message to everyone else. This is the price of defying Napoleon.
Okay, so dissent is crushed. What comes next in tightening control?
Well, alongside the physical suppression, you get this intensified psychological manipulation. The systematic demonization of Snowball.
Ah, Snowball. The scapegoat.
But it's more than just scapegoating. The story about where Snowball is, what he's doing, it becomes incredibly flexible. It changes depending on who Napoleon is negotiating with, about Timber Pilkington or Frederick.
And then suddenly, everything bad that happens is Snowball's fault.
Everything. Stolen corn, broken windows, lost key. It's all blamed on Snowball sneaking back onto the farm at night.
Doesn't Napoleon stage some kind of investigation?
He does. He walks around the farm with his dogs, pretending to sniff out Snowball's traces everywhere. It terrifies the other animals, makes the threat feel real and present.
But it gets worse, right? Squealer takes it further.
Oh, much further. This is where the narrative control becomes truly insidious. Squealer announces Snowball isn't just causing mischief, he supposedly sold himself to Frederick. And the real bombshell is that Snowball was apparently Jones's secret agent from the very beginning.
From the start, actively trying to make them lose the battle of the cowshed.
That's the new official story, according to Squealer.
Wow. And Boxer. Boxer struggles with this one, doesn't he? He usually believes everything.
He does. He remembers Snowball fighting bravely. He remembers Snowball being wounded. He remembers the animal hero first-class medal.
So how does Squealer handle that? That's direct memory contradicting the new narrative.
With incredible rhetorical gymnastics, he paints a picture very vividly, claiming the wound was faked as part of the plot, that Snowball's charge was actually a signal to retreat.
And Napoleon.
Napoleon, Squealer claims, was the real hero, biting Jones's leg. He completely reframes Boxer's memory, sows doubt, appeals to Napoleon's authority.
Until Boxer gives in.
Until Boxer says those chilling words. If Comrade Napoleon says it, it must be right.
It shows how even your own memories can be overwritten, doesn't it? When power insists on a different truth.
Precisely. And the danger of questioning that new truth becomes terrifyingly clear.
Which leads us directly to the purge.
Yes. The culmination of all this fear and manipulation. Napoleon calls an assembly. He's wearing medals now. Medals he awarded himself, flanked by his dogs.
And what happens is just horrific.
The dogs drag out 4 pigs, the same ones who'd protested earlier when Napoleon canceled the Sunday meetings.
And they confess.
They confess.
Yeah.
With guilt seemingly obvious on their faces, they admit to conspiring with Snowball, to helping wreck the windmill, even plotting to hand the farm over to Frederick.
And Napoleon's judgment.
Immediate execution. The dogs tear their throats out right there.
But it doesn't stop with the pigs, does it?
No. It's like a floodgate opens. 3 hens, the leaders of the egg rebellion, confess Snowball incited them in dreams. A goose confesses to stealing corn. A sheep admits to urinating in the drinking pool.
At Snowball's urging, supposedly.
Supposedly.
Right.
And 2 other sheep confess to murdering an old ram who was loyal to Napoleon. They're all killed on the spot.
The smell of blood. The text says it was something they hadn't known since Jones left.
Animals killing animals. It shatters one of the original commandments, doesn't it? No animal shall kill another animal. And it's done by the very leaders who established those rules. You have to ask, what happens when the foundations of your revolution are destroyed by the revolutionaries themselves?
How do the other animals react? The ones left.
They're shaken, miserable, confused. The text says they don't know what's more shocking, the supposed treachery they've just heard confessed or the brutal punishment they've just seen.
So after this wave of terror, what happens? How do they process it?
They kind of huddle together. Boxer, characteristically, just decides it must be some fault in ourselves. His solution, I will work harder.
Always back to work. But Clover has a different reaction, doesn't she?
She does, the old mare. She looks out their farm, and she understands with this deep sadness that this isn't what they were aiming for.
All those dreams of a society without hunger, without whips, where everyone was equal.
Gone. Replaced by terror. But her thoughts, though unspoken, are really powerful. Even amidst the horror, she knows Jones coming back would be worse. So she resolves, basically, to stay loyal, accept Napoleon's leadership. But the sadness is overwhelming.
She can't find the words, the text says.
No. But she starts to sing Beasts of England. Slowly, mournfully.
And the others join in.
Yes, they join her, singing this anthem of their revolution, but now it sounds like a dirge.
Until Squealer shows up.
Right on cue. With 2 dogs for backup. He announces, by decree, Beasts of England is abolished. Forbidden.
Abolished? Why? What's the justification?
Squealer's logic is, well, chillingly bureaucratic. The rebellion is over, he says. The traitors have been executed. The better society they dreamed of has now been established.
So the song has no purpose anymore.
That's the claim. It's a song of rebellion, and the rebellion is complete. Of course, this is about erasing a powerful symbol of their original hopes, their shared identity.
And controlling the past again.
Exactly, and preventing any, future revolutionary sentiment inspired by it. The sheep immediately start bleating, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, drowning out any potential argument.
And just like that, Beasts of England is gone, replaced by a new, much less inspiring song.
Heard no more. It's the final nail in the coffin, really, for the original spirit of the revolution in this chapter.
So looking back at this whole chapter, this deep dive into AnnieVH7.pdf, It really charts this incredibly fast slide, doesn't it? From that initial revolutionary hope into just chilling state control.
Absolutely. Fear, propaganda, brute force, they become the main tools of governing. It's a stark reminder of how ideals can be twisted and how easily truth itself can be manipulated and just erased.
You see how outside pressures make things worse inside, how dissent gets crushed not just physically but psychologically?
And how these carefully built narratives can literally rewrite history in people's minds. It's a profound reshaping of reality.
So, thinking about this, maybe the question for you listening is, how do communities hold on to their original ideals when they're up against that kind of power, that constant redefining of what's true?
Yeah, and what are the signs? The subtle ways, the not so subtle ways that trust and memory and even loyalty can be twisted to serve the goal of absolute control. It's something worth thinking about.